Hey, world of YouTube. This is so weird because I'm doing this like I usually do my lip sync videos, and this is the same background, but I don't care. It's my room. I wanted to talk today about Scientology. There's a lot about it going on in the news lately. Somebody from one of my favorite TV shows of all time was one and is now in a lot of trouble for something he did. But let's start from the beginning. My aunt, my great aunt, we called her Tita, but her name was Matilda. She used to get all those, my mom called them the trash magazines. Not Star Ledger. Jeez. Star, National Enquirer, Sun. There's a couple other ones. And she had all them, and they would talk about Scientology. And I always thought it was so weird because I'm like, what is this weird religion? But always thought of Leah Remini. And I'm like, why? I was like, she seems like, why is she so into this? Like, until I found out her story years later. But she's also one of those celebrities that I feel like could be a total bitch. Not that she would, but she seems like a chick that takes no one's shit, and you're not gonna screw her over. So I'm so scared of her. I adore her, but I'm scared of her. But yeah, so I always thought it was weird. I'm like, what is Scientology? And I always thought it was weird when Isaiah Hayes had to leave South Park, which I had no clue at the time. I was like, why has he got to leave? When they did that Scientology episode. And then in 2013, Leah came out, and I was like, wow. I was like, and then when they started the Aftermath show, that's when I found out the real crazy things. But I'll tell you a story, and I just remembered this recently. I want to say it was Time Magazine or National Geographic, some magazine that Tita used to get, my great aunt. And I remember there was an ad to join the Sea Org, and it had showed these people in these white outfits. I think it might have been a black and white ad. And I remember sitting in this one room in her house, and I dreamt up this dream. I was like, I'm gonna join the Sea Org. I'm gonna have this great life. Now looking back, after watching the show, I'm like, I'm so glad I never decided to take that route. And I was young anyway, not that I would have. And plus, I would never be able to afford Scientology. I have no money. I know they can jack up you into debt. But I'm in debt by myself anyway. We won't get into that. Yeah. So I just always thought it was weird. And then, like I said, I bought the seasons of the Aftermath when they were on A&E from, I think, Amazon. And then they were on Netflix. And then Mike and Leia had the Fair Game podcast. I listened to that every week. And through that's how I found out about Nixium and the Keith Raniere, because they had Mark Vicente. And I'll tell you a story with that. I swear to God, he was on their podcast. For some reason, I pictured this guy in black dress pants, a white shirt, a white black bow tie for some reason. And then when I saw what he looked like in real life, I was like, it was so off. And then that's when, and I also I've delved into I'll go off on tangent here. I delved into The Vow. I watched both seasons. I read Sarah's book. I've actually communicated with her a bit through Instagram. She's awesome. Whatchamacallit? Okay, so back to my Scientology stuff. Then SPTV came out, and I became a huge fan of Aaron Smith Levin. I remember his episode on the Aftermath, and it broke my heart. And it broke my heart. I will not get into this. I'll just say this real quick, only because I used to have a job. I used to work with a set of twins, and they were sisters. And in 2009, the one sister was in a car accident and she passed. And I just can't fathom how. I mean, it's hard enough when you lose somebody. I just can't believe lose someone that was your twin, that you have that connection with, and there's nothing you can get over. You can try and try, but nothing's gonna fill that void. Okay, now I'll get off of that tangent. And then lately now there's the whole scandal going on because of Miriam Francis. And I remember her episode when she was on the Aftermath. And I also remember it was kind of weird because they showed her episode, and then they had this back when it was still on A&E, this huge announcement, and then they showed the next season was when her mom left, and that her mom had no clue until she watched the episode. But I thought it was kind of weird, But then again, they do say Scientology hides so much things. And then I will show, I have read Leia's book. I have no idea where it is in my house, but I loved it. And like I learned a lot about her that I didn't know. Then I also read, well, I'm going to say it. I also have Mike's book that I read. But I'm not too happy with him lately. I mean, I'm glad he's cancer free because I saw Aaron's videos. I just think he doesn't want to incriminate himself, maybe, but I'm pretty sure he can talk to the proper people to not incriminate himself on things. I mean, I'm pretty sure they all have done that, how high up they were. And it's just like, do the right thing. Do the right thing and stop. Because now I feel like that, and it's funny that they kicked Aaron out, who started the whole thing. Like, why are they going to kick out the guy who started the whole thing? And then I saw, like, in Aaron's video, he showed the letter or the email from Mike where Mike was like, oh, you call it the aftermath. But he didn't mention this in the video. Oh, you call it the aftermath. It's called the aftermath. It's not called the Aaron and the girl that made it with. I was like, so what does it matter? He was on the show. Maybe he wanted to name it that. Like, geez. But now you pulled it out from underneath him because, I don't know. But I've lost a lot of respect for Mike. I've lost respect for Claire. And I've lost respect for Mark Headley. And the funny thing is, I was going to get his book. I just never did. And now I don't want to because now I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. I'm not saying I know them. I don't know them. But I just think they did Aaron dirty. And I'm not saying that Aaron's a perfect specimen of, like, you know, how to live your life. But, you know, he does the best he can. And my other book that I got, who's my new favorite ex-Scientologist, who I love so much and I love her videos, is Liz Gale. And the part that called me is because it says pothead. I'm a stoner too. Just saying. But her book, I learned stories. Oh my God. The weird, what was it? It was Ronald Hubbard and this guy wanted to make this weird love child or something. It's so weird. And I still think it's so weird how, like, he started this whole thing and, like in a way, like, he's messed up, but in a way, like, I feel like, I hate to say this because I hate to give Scientology any time, but I feel like, damn, we only wish that we can start something and make it as insane as it is today. Maybe I'm wrong for saying that. I don't know. I was never in Scientology. I don't promote it. I always thought it was weird. But to think what he accomplished is crazy. And it's like, and it's how people could go missing, like Shelley Miscavige, and no one bats an eye, no one, or what, no, and a whole, like, you're below me, you can't know, that's all crazy too. So, I guess I just want to say that, you know, I hope they can work things out. I hope the Aftermath Foundation is still in good standing, and I hope this can be blown over and everyone can get back to being friends. Oh, and stop picking on Down the Rabbit Hole News. She's awesome. All she did was help out somebody. Miriam reached out to her. She gave her the platform to tell her story, and now she's being dragged in the mud. It's ridiculous what they do. And ridiculous what they're doing to the Squirrel Squad with the TikTok crowd. Okay, I don't know anyone's going to watch this, but I'm going to throw this up on my channel right now. Peace.